In this video, I will explain some of the NCERT level questions on moving charges and magnetism. See the first question. How will the magnetic field intensity at the center of a circular coil carrying a current change if current through the coil is doubled and the radius of the coil is half? That means you have to know the formula for magnetic field intensity at center of circular coil. So what is the formula for magnetic field intensity due to circular coil at center? That is mu naught I by 2R. And the given conditions are, if current through the coil is doubled and the radius of the coil is half. That means if current becomes double and radius becomes half, then what will happen to magnetic field? Mu naught I into 2. Current should become double and radius should be half only. Then it will be 4 into mu naught I by 2R. That means totally the magnetic field increases by 4 times. That is the answer for the given question. Second question. A long wire is first bent into a circular coil of 1 turn and then into a circular coil of smaller radius having n turns. If the same current passes in both the cases, find the ratio of magnetic fields produced at the centers in the two cases. See here, if I just consider one particular circular coil whose total length is, let me consider 2 pi r, where r is the radius of this one. The same coil with the same length, if it is made into more number of turns, n number of turns, then what is the total length? Total length will be n into 2 pi small r. If the radius of this coil is small r and if the radius of this coil is capital R. Here number of turns is equal to 1. Here the number of turns is equal to n. And current is given same in both the cases. Okay. In this particular condition, in comparison, what is the magnetic field in the first case at center of the circular coil? It is simply mu naught I by 2R. In first case only. In second case, if you see, that is mu naught into more number of turns are there. So that mu naught Ni by 2 into small r is the radius here. When you want to take the ratio of both of them, better you write capital R in terms of small r. So in this case and this case, total length is same only. No? So that what we can write in terms of capital R, in case of capital R, you can write only small n into r. So B1 can be written as mu naught I by 2 into, in place of capital R, you can write small n into r. And B2 is this one now. What is the ratio for B1 by B2? Mu naught I by 2R will be cancelled in both the cases. And for B1, 1 by n will remain and here n will remain. So finally, the ratio will be 1 by n square. Now question number 3. An electron revolves in circular orbit of radius r with uniform angular speed omega. From the expression for magnetic field due to a current carrying circular conductor, deduce the expression for magnetic field at the center of the electron orbit. Simply it is given that an electron is revolving in circular orbit and radius of the orbit is given r and angular speed is given omega. In that particular case, you have to find out magnetic field B at the center of electron orbit. Okay, first of all, see here, if simply some electron is revolving in circular orbit, let me consider the path is like this. Now, here omega is given angular velocity. First of all, you try to find out what is current. Current is nothing but charge by, for the complete circular path, you can consider capital T, time period. And charge by time period can be written as 2 pi r by velocity, distance by speed only. So then it will be qv by 2 pi r. But the information was not given in terms of velocity. It was given in terms of omega. So V equal to R omega, so omega equal to V by R, no? So that you can write, in place of V by R, you can write omega. So what is the current value there? Q omega. Of course, it is electron only given, so that let me consider charge of electron is E. So E omega by 2 pi, that is the current. And what is the general formula here for magnetic field at center? That is B equal to mu naught I by 2R. So mu naught, okay. In place of mu naught by 2R, you have to write here. In place of current, we can write E omega by 2 pi. And finally, the answer is mu naught E omega by 4 pi R. This is the final formula for magnetic field at center of that circular orbit. Question number 4. Length of a solenoid is 0.2 meter and it has 120 turns. When solenoid is given, total length of the solenoid given, and also the number of turns, total number of turns was given. Find the magnetic field in its interior if the current of 2.5 ampere is flowing through it. Okay, current is given 2.5 ampere. I will write the information here. The given information for solenoid is total length of the solenoid is given 0.2 meters. And total number of turns is given 120. I will check it again. I think current is given 2.5 ampere only. And current I is given 2.5 ampere. And mu naught value is a constant value only. Now they are asking us to calculate magnetic field at the interior point of solenoid. What is the general formula we have for magnetic field due to solenoid at the interior part? That is mu naught Ni. In place of mu naught, you can write 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. In case of N, N means number of turns per unit length. That means 120 is the total number of units. Per unit length, if you want to calculate, you have to write here 120 by 0.2 into current is given 2.5. Then you have to calculate this. So 1200 by 2. So this will be 600. And 4 into 2.5 will be 10 only. No? This will be 10 pi. 10 pi in the sense, finally you will get 6 pi into 10 power minus 4 Tesla. Finally, after calculating this, yes, you will get 6 pi into 10 power minus 4 Tesla. If you want to write only in number, pi value is 3.14 only, no? 6 into 3.14. 6 is 18.84. So this will be 18.84 into 10 power minus 4 Tesla. That is the answer for given question. Very simple question. Directly it is based on the simple formula. Okay. Now, question. Two insulating infinitely long wires are lying mutually perpendicular to each other as shown in the figure. Okay, two wires were taken which are perpendicular to each other. If the two wires carry currents I1 and I2 as shown in the figure, find the magnetic field at point P. Some coordinate point A comma B is given. Okay. So I will just draw here the same diagram. So the question, it was considered that this is one wire and this is another wire. Of course, both are not in contact here. Just both are perpendicular to each other. That's it. Okay. Now, the current I1 is passing through this one. Here the current is I2. And they considered any one particular point, A comma B. Let me consider this is A and this is A and this is B. Now, what is the magnetic field due to the first wire here? You can just write an equation for magnetic field due to infinite long wire at a distance B. What is the formula? Mu naught I1 by 2 pi b. General formula is mu naught I by 2 pi r. If we just use right hand thumb rule, what is the direction of magnetic field here due to the first wire? By using right hand thumb rule, it is just outside the paper. That means it will be just like this. And in case of second wire, P2 will be mu naught I2 by 2 pi a. And in this case also, if we apply the same rule, right hand thumb rule, the magnetic field will be inside the path. So resultant, if you want to find out, you can just take B1 minus B2. Then what is the common factor? Mu naught by 2 pi is the common factor, and then I1 by B minus I2 by A. And this is the answer for resultant magnetic field. Two insulating infinitely long wires are lying mutually perpendicular to each other as shown in figure. As in the previous case only, the question was given. If the two wires carry currents I1 and I2 as shown in figure, find the locus of the point where the magnetic field due to two wires is 0. You have to write an equation. So just as in the previous case, you can just consider the diagram here. We'll just draw here. Again, two wires were taken. And in this particular question, the current is given I1 here and I2 here. Here the current is I2. Let me consider any point x comma y. So this will be the x value only in x component, and this will be the y component. Now, see what is the resultant magnetic field. In the same way, whatever we have used the process in the previous question, the same procedure have to use it. Then what is the resultant magnetic field? The resultant magnetic field will be mu naught by 2 pi into, in this particular case, I1 by x, and in the second case, that will be I2 by y. And this total magnetic field should become 0 only given. No? That means I1 by x should minus I2 by y. This value should be 0 because the remaining one is constant only. So you can write here I1 by x equal to I2 by y. But you have to write an equation for straight line only here. So you can just write here that y equal to I2 by I1 into x only. This is just like y equal to mx. In such a way, just you can write the locus of the points where magnetic field becomes 0. An electron beam passes through a region of cross the electric and magnetic fields of intensities E and B respectively. Okay, electric and magnetic fields are applied in some particular region here. So there, if an electron beam is passing through that, then it is given that for what value of electron speed will the beam undeflected. That means when electric force and magnetic force both are same on the beam, then only it is undeflected. No? So electric force is EQ and magnetic force is BQ. Q and Q will get cancelled here. Then electric field value should be equal to speed they are asking. No? The velocity of electron should be equal to E by B. This is the value of electric field. Sorry, value of electron speed for which the beam is undeflected. The magnitude of velocities of two alpha particles, A and B, entering a uniform electric field perpendicularly are in the ratio 6:1. So both are alpha particles only given. Both alpha particles are entering into the uniform magnetic field, into the same magnetic field only, with the velocity ratio 6:1. On entering the field, they move along circular paths. Then what is the ratio of radii of their paths? So what is the the formula for radius of the circular path here? R equal to mv by dq. Since both are alpha particles, m values are same, q values are same, b are also same here. They are entering into the same magnetic field. Then simply here radius is directly proportional to velocity. So that if velocity ratio is 6:1, then radius ratio is also RA by RB is also equal to 6:1. Simple question it is. The cathode ray tube is operated at 2500 volt. What is the speed of electrons emitted? So when any ray, cathode rays or any charges, cathode rays means electrons only, electron beam only. So when such type of electrons are accelerated by 2500 volt, then the total potential energy the electrons gaining is, and that will only convert into kinetic energy, that is Q into V. And that is nothing but to calculate the speed, we have to equal to half mv square. Q into potential equal to half mv square. So V square equal to 2Q into V by m only. Then finally V is equal to root over 2QV by m. So this is equal to, finally you can substitute the values here, root over 2 into, what is the charge of electron? 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 into what is the voltage? 2500 volt by mass of electron will be 9.1 into 10 power minus 30. So to 1.6, that is 3.2. And here 3.2 into 25 only, 75, nearly 78, I think. 25 into 3.2. That is 80 only, 80 by 9, that is nearly equal to 9 only. So finally we'll get here root over 9 into 10 power minus 17. This will be 10 power 4. And this is equal to square root of 9 will be 3 into 10 square. In fact, 14 it is. This is 10 power 7. So finally the answer is 3 into 10 power 7 meter per second.